Hello my dear children, welcome to your science class. So last classes we were discussing about the properties or the characters of the living organism. We learned 6 characters of living organism. In today's class we are going to learn the 7th character of the living organism, that is living things grow. The 7th character is living things grow. All the living organisms shows the special property of growth. So you know, in humans, a young infant grow into an mature adult. So likewise, in all animals, the young ones grow into mature adults. And in plants also, you have seen the growth. How do plants grow? Yes, you may have watched the seeds germinating, growing into young plants, and from there the young plants grow into large trees and shrubs, isn't it? So all the living organisms shows growth. Now next property of living organisms are living organisms have definite lifespan. Living organisms have definite lifespan. Living organisms have definite lifespan. What is this lifespan of organisms? Yes, all the organisms are born and they grow as the young ones. Later, they mature and form adults. Now, the mature adults will reproduce, producing the offsprings, get old, and finally, at the end of the life, they die, isn't it? So, this lifespan is shown by all the living organisms. So, what is this lifespan? What is lifespan? Yes, lifespan is the time period which the organism remain alive is called lifespan. So all the living organisms have lifespan. So in your textbook page number 83, the lifespan of various organisms are shown. For example, the bacteria has a lifespan of 15 to 20 minutes, whereas the dog has a lifespan of 7 to 18 years. Likewise, housefly, ostrich, rats, tortoise, banyan tree, squirrels, all the lifespans are given in page number 83, table 9.1. So, all the living organisms from bacteria to the large organism, all the organisms are showing a particular lifespan. So, that is the 8th point. Now, the 9th point is all the living organisms reproduce. We know that all the living organisms, whether it is cat, rabbit, rat, dog, human beings, all the living organisms and the plants also, they all show the property of reproduction. What is reproduction? Reproduction is the multiplication of the organism, isn't it? The organism expand in number by the reproduction process. The plants reproduce by producing the seeds and also show asexual reproduction and vegetative reproduction also. So that is the property of living organism, that is living organism reproduce. Now the 10th property of living organism, the 10th character of living organisms is the living organism respond to stimulus. Responds to stimuli. Now, what is this stimulus? Stimulus is the sudden reaction shown by the organism. Suppose someone is coming near you and he is beating you. Suddenly, what will be your reaction? You will feel pain and you will reveal your hands. Likewise, if some sort of burning happens on your hands, you will suddenly reveal your hands, isn't it? So stimulus is any change in the surrounding of an organism which it responds to, So suddenly if some burning happens, so here the burning is the stimulus. So what will happen? You will reveal your hands. So the revealing the hands is the response. So all the living organisms, whether plants or animals or bacteria, all the living organisms shows they respond to the stimulus. So these are the 10 characters of the living organism. So can you recollect few of the characters? Yes, the first character is living organisms are made up of cells. Second character, living things can move their own. Now, the third character of living organism is living organism need food for their growth. The fourth character of living organism is the living organism can breathe or respire. Fifth character is living organisms excrete. They remove the waste materials from their body. Sixth character is they show the growth. Living organisms show growth. The seventh character is the living organisms are having a definite lifespan. The eighth character is the living organisms reproduce, and the ninth character is they respond to the stimulus. So these are the characters of the living organism which make them different from the non-living characters, non-living organism or the abiotic factors. Now in your textbook page number 84, a column is given, a table is given, table 9.2, which says the difference between living things and non-living things. Let's learn about a new term, that is habitat. Now, what is this habitat? The place where an organism lives during its lifespan is called habitat. What is habitat? The place or the surroundings of an living organism is called habitat. So this habitat is the surrounding from which the living organism get food, water, air, and the area place where they reproduce. So this region, the surrounding region of the living organism is what we call habitat. So both plants, animals, all the living organisms are having this habitat, the area where the living organism lives. So several plants and animals have the same habitat, isn't it? So if there is for example, if there is an indoor plant at your home, that indoor plant as well as you are having same habitat, isn't it? And also as an example for habitat, we can say that in desert, we know the cactus plants, isn't it? So the cactus plants habitat is in desert, isn't it? So in desert, cactus, camel, etc. are seen, isn't it? So those organisms are having a desert habitat. Your textbook page number 85, table 9.3, if few organisms are given and you are asked to fill the habitat of those organisms. So teacher is going to give that question as homework, that is you have to find the habitat of this organism, coconut tree, tiger, deer, fish and rose plant. Find the habitat of those organisms. Now there is one more term, that is environment. Now what is environment? All the living and non-living organisms surrounding will affect the life of an organism, isn't it? So everything that surrounds and affect the life of an organism is called environment. Environment will include both the living and non-living organism that is around us, that is surrounding us, isn't it? So what is habitat? Habitat is the place where a living organism live, whereas environment is everything that surrounds and affecting the life of an organism is called environment. So we learned about the characters of the living organism in this class, the characters of the living organism which make them differ from the non-living organisms or abiotic factors. And also we learned two new terms, that is habitat and environment. Teacher have given you a small homework, that is to write the habitat of few organisms. So don't forget to do the homework for the next class. See you in next class. Thank you.